The Sigma 150-600 is one of my favorite lenses, but over the last 2 years of use, I've discovered something about this lens that absolutely blew me away. Let's find out what that was. First off, let me say this is not a lens review. If you want to see my review of the 150-600, you can check that out in the card above. I'm not going to be talking about specs. This video is about one thing that totally surprised me about this beast. So what is that one thing? It's how versatile this guy is. I initially purchased this lens for one specific purpose: wildlife photography. It's one of my favorite styles of photography, and at just under $900, this Sigma is an incredible bargain for the reach you get and the quality. I would have been perfectly happy with it if wildlife was the only thing this lens could do. But what truly surprised me was realizing how much more you can do with it. And I didn't even notice it until boredom got me sitting down in front of Lightroom and looking through my catalog of photos. I came across an image shot with this lens and thought, wouldn't it be interesting to look at all the photos I've taken with it since I've owned it? This is super easy to do. When you're in the Library tab in Lightroom, look over to the right at your metadata. Towards the bottom, you'll see the lens the selected photo was taken with. Simply click on the little arrow over to the right and you get a filtered view of every photo in your catalog taken with that particular lens. As I scrolled through the nearly 3,000 photos, I was struck by the variety of shots from different genres of photography that I had taken with my bird bazooka. There was, of course, a ton of wildlife shots: deer, squirrels, birds, tortoise, rabbits, and even the neighbor's cat. But scattered among them was a wide range of other photos. Not only was I surprised at how many different types of photos I had taken with this lens, but also at what a great job it did on all of them. I guarantee when you think about portrait photography, this is not the first lens that comes to mind. But this thing truly does a wonderful job on outdoor portraits. Even though it's not a particularly fast lens with a variable maximum aperture of f5 to f6.3, the long focal length allows you to get a very shallow depth of field on a relatively close subject. So yes, you can use this sports and wildlife lens to blow out the background and really make your subject stand out. It allows you to zoom in on small subjects that may not appreciate you crawling right up next to them with your macro lens. But perhaps the most surprising to me were the landscape shots. A lot of landscape photographers are making videos about using telephoto lenses for landscapes instead of wide angles. A telephoto lens lets you isolate one particular subject. The compression increases the apparent size of things in the background, sometimes leading to a more dramatic shot. While most photographers refer to a 70-200 in this context, the same principles apply here. Another thing I realized looking through these shots is that none of them were planned with this lens in mind. They were all just opportunities that presented themselves while the 150-600 was attached to my camera. And rather than swapping lenses, I just rolled with it. Going forward, I will definitely be more aware of the versatility of this lens and intentionally incorporate it in more of my photography. As amateur photographers, it's important to get the most we can out of our gear. To think creatively not only about light and composition, but also about how we use the tools available to us. If you're considering the Sigma 150-600, I hope this was helpful. There's a link in the description if you want to look into purchasing it, and if you use that link, it really helps out the channel, so thanks in advance. If you already own this lens, I hope this got you thinking about ways to use it that go beyond sports and wildlife for the next time you go out to take pictures and have fun doing it. Thanks for watching.